something that's real. Tell me how you really feel. Now that you hearing the thrill. I was all on my own. Now we're looking at it home. Spit the dish up from the dome. I look at we gone and this is the thrill. Welcome to the thrill. Give me something that's real. Tell me how you really.
What a sweet day.
What's going on, man?
Baby. Not much, man. I'm coming off of this little high I was feeling. This Wrestlemania high.
Week-long high that you had. Yeah,
man. WrestleMania's been stuck in my brain. It's stuck in my ass still a little bit. I think I was shitting WrestleMania at the same time.
Jesus Christ.
Just the logos just coming right out of my ass.
Diarrhea takeover.
whole new meaning to take over.
Yeah, man. We got some big stories today. We got a whole lot. 2 nights, 3 nights. How many damn nights of WrestleMania?
I lost track. I felt like it was 8 at one point.
Just in front of the TV, like, what's going on?
They're like, man, and that's how I felt. Imagine the wrestlers, man. They were supposed to be like 6 a.m. They told them
because you got everything has to be precise.
Pinpoint. Yeah. So before we get into anything further than this, guys, like always, like and subscribe to the channel. Make sure you hit the bell to get the little updates whenever we do go live. Also, you can follow us on our Twitter, rated F2, and our Instagram, _F. Just make sure you find us like that. We're always interactive with it. You guys don't have any questions. We'd definitely love to post that up here. We'll talk about it. Also,
nice.
Rob, we got something special coming up, right?
Yes, I do. Baby. We got a little thing going on. We got a thing going on. You like things? Speaking of which, we got Chains of Destiny from our buddy promotion. It was Jay's promotion. I love it. JPW, Journey Pro Wrestling. Chains of Destiny is coming to you. Chains of Destiny 6. That will be June 10th, 2023 at 3 p.m. Don't be late. And special guest host, our boy, PrimeTime Nino, Mr. 3. He made the pedestal.
Yeah,
he made the pedestal. He's third place in the world.
Gunning for more,
man. We're backing him 100%. We support you 100%. I know that you watch our videos when we post them, man. And we're taking these things to new heights. Can't wait. It's going to be a fun night. JPW, rated F, PrimeTime Nino. Crazy.
It's gonna be what
a way to kick off the summer.
We're going to be just bouncing around on summer. I promise you, we're going to be jumping around all over the place. And the Rated F boys will be the commentators again for the JPW. So, guys, keep in tune. So if you have any questions, feel free, once again, DM us on our Instagram or Twitter. We'll try to keep you guys updated or give you any additional information that's needed for that.
Yes.
But keeping the topic on wrestling.
Yes, let's get into this topic, man. It's going to be a long one.
WrestleMania 39 did not disappoint.
It was amazing. I would say from the beginning of Saturday night to the end of Sunday night, they kept you on your toes. And I love the way that WWE is formulating their matches and their storylines, especially the Bloodline storyline. But they're trying to be more unpredictable. And I like it. The reason why is because a lot of times you could tell by the storyline what's going to happen by the end. When the climax ended that 1, 2, 3 at the end of the match. But there were so many curveballs, man. Let's get into it, man. What do you want to talk about first? What match? It was like 18 matches.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm bouncing around with all these matches because there are so many of the matches that really kind of took over. I definitely felt like the Gunther match, that triple threat match was
yes.
I mean, in the And the words of Big E, big meaty men slapping meat. These boys were just thumping. This was a thumper. Holy shit, bro! Every time you could think about it, you hear up. I was like, damn.
I remember. I said, so Gunther had Sheamus tied up on the rope, and he grabbed him by the hair. He said some shit to him in his face, and he just pulled back. And I said, "Oh hell!" And my wife was sitting next to me watching it, and she was like, "What?" I was like, "Listen to this. That's 3 seconds, and all you hear is "Wow!" and it echoed. How do you make an echo in an open arena?
SoFi Stadium was hearing that for 3 days after.
How do you hear an echo and there's no roof? I don't get it. It was pandemonium, man. That match was nothing but chaos. It was beautifully choreographed. I don't remember who the producer of it was, but they did a fantastic job. Gunther came out on top, and that was the curveball that, for me, at least in this match, I thought they were dropping it because that was the one title that has eluded Sheamus for his entire career, and they've been making a play at that ever since what, Clash of the Castle, or even earlier.
Just before that, because that was the build up. Was that is the one title he hasn't won? Was
right.
That?
So during the match, commentary was saying, "Oh, it's a little." I was like, "Oh, okay, they're gonna give it to Sheamus." And 15 minutes, and how many how many 2.5 counts later?
2 3/4.
2 3/4, yeah, 2 7/8, and I'm like, oh shit! And then Gunther comes out on top. But you know what? Every single guy in that match came out on top. If it was Drew McIntyre, if it was Sheamus, if it was Gunther, they all raised themselves to a different level, especially Gunther. And I love and I appreciate how hard he is working, especially with Imperium, on making the Intercontinental Championship something to be proud of again.
Yep.
It was so long that it kind of masked itself into this 24/7 title. And it was just like, oh, who cares? No, they care. And they make it known the mat is sacred. This title is sacred. Remember your history. And this is why I slap big, meaty men on the grandest stage of them all to retain. And I loved it. I love that he retained the title.
This match for me did a lot more than just raise the bar of being an IC champion, because obviously for me, I grew up in the era of Ultimate Warrior holding it. I knew the history that Macho Man held it. So many big names. Honky Tonk Man, Mr. Perfect. These are big names that were champions whether in WWE or other promotions. So it's a big thing to hold. I felt like they always, like you said, it was like a 24/7 championship. They would kind of give it to somebody because they were like, oh, well, we want to give you a title, but you're not world championship ready yet. So here, run with this for a little bit. See how you run.
Yeah, here you go, Shinsuke Nakamura. You can hold it for almost 2 years and defend it, what, twice?
Twice?
Like,
3 times?
Come on. Like, he's so much better than a wrestler than that, and that title means so much more than what they were doing with it.
Oh, yeah. So I definitely felt like they did a lot better with the championship finally being on a pay-per-view and being in Wrestlemania at that. It wasn't a pre-show match. It wasn't, an Andre the title, Andre the Giant,
Giant.
the Royal match that you win it if you won the champ. No, this was like, it was perfect. He gave it his own match. It gave it something to shine on.
Honestly, and I'll go on a limb here, it could have closed out night one.
Easily, it could have closed out night one. Now, the match that we're going to speak about next was a close out from night one, and that was perfect. So, wait, no. It was. Did it close? Yes, they closed. Are you talking about the tag team championships?
No, I was talking about the women's, so I'm wrong. But we're going to talk about the women's championship next. Yeah. It was so much in my head. Damn, I got my order mixed up.
So the women's tag team, the women's championship match was the co-main event. So it was the second to last match.
Okay, that's why I got mixed up. Okay.
Yeah, so Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte.
What a match, man.
This was already dubbed a 5-star classic at the end of night 1. When I woke up for night 2, it was already announced that it was a 5-star classic.
Yes.
These women put it on the line. I'm not a Charlotte fan, a huge Charlotte fan. I respect that, for her doing this, for doing what you're doing. It's not an easy thing. Any wrestler who gets in the ring, you got to respect the talent that is in the ring. I know that everyone's, oh, well, she's just like gifted all these championships because she's, Flair's daughter. I, in some way, somewhat agree with that, but I definitely feel like Flair's name got her into the door, got her a lot of opportunities, but her going through and holding and doing some of the matches that she's done, she has done some pretty good matches. Not all of them have been 5-star. I think a lot of them have been 3 to 4 on the high end if she had a really good opponent. I think her and Sasha's matches were always like about 4.5 stars. But this match here, 5-star match easily.
It was a banger, man. It was very entertaining, and I'm a huge Rhea Ripley fan and Charlotte fan. And I hear a lot of people like, "Oh, Charlotte won the title again." Oh God, and it's like Charlotte wins the title because Charlotte is the title. Charlotte could hold that title and bust her ass to make sure that whoever else is next is relevant once they beat her. She is, and she said this before, I am the opportunity. It's not that you have to go through me. It's that you have to face me or you're not relevant yet. And she has faced everyone. And it's because she brings her A game. And there'll be shit talkers, and they'll be here, and there'll be this, and there'll be the naysayers. But at the end of the day, when she steps in that ring, you have never seen a bad situation come from her, other than the Nia Jax situation that we don't talk about, but we're going to talk about.
But that was more than it was her.
Exactly, so you can't blame her for that. So anyway, moving on. So when it comes to this match, man, it was beautiful. Charlotte Flair, Rhea Ripley. It was 2 years in the making is how they planned it out.
Yeah, and how because they were, she lost like, the COVID match.
Yes, when I go the COVID Mania.
Yeah,
I mean years that we had the Thunderdome out there. So
because she had the NXT title on the line that she lost. She dropped to Charlotte.
Yes, and it also you have to look in between the storyline of like what's going on and how you could do long term, but Rhea Ripley finally on a grand stage like this with hundreds of thousands of people, millions of people watching, not only in attendance, it's tens of thousands of people, but you get that roar, you get that the ovation that you want for her. And she is, over the years, especially with the Judgment Day, she has grown not only as a wrestler, but as a character. And I put her, she's in the realm of China, but not to disrespect her, she's better than where China was. Because China was very mono characteristic. Like you kind of, other than the storyline that she did with Eddie Guerrero, God rest his soul, but she hasn't done or has an effect like how Rhea Ripley does.
Well, Rhea Ripley is a total package. She could wrestle. Yeah. She has a little bit of power. Not a little. She has a lot of power. She cuts a great promo. You know, she's a great worker in the ring. Like she can make anybody really, like in the women's division, look really good in their fights. And that's something that's really rare with a lot of the women's is that it's one thing to be good at the craft. It's another thing to be so good that you make the other person look good.
Exactly. And now you have a match where both of them are in that realm. So now you have a match where by the end, you don't really care who the champion is. You want Rhea Ripley to win.
Look, he did. I was so happy.
I was rooting for Rhea. It was time for her to win it. But if Charlotte had won, I wouldn't have been mad. I'm a Charlotte fan. But at the end of the day, when that 3 counts done, both of them came out mega stars.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. and
I
that's amazing.
I definitely feel like it's a good coming of age story for Rhea because she was a NXT champion. She lost it in 20. Leading into this match now, this is like she found like her actual gimmick, her style, her her bonds. Like even because her being Judgment Day, I think it definitely was like she found out who she really is and was able to take that next step. Like now you're really ready for this.
Yes.
So I definitely felt like
100%.
she did a great job with that.
Yeah.
Honestly speaking, though, like this match was just again, I curveballs. I at one point said, "Oh, there it is, Charlotte won," and she kicked out, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
Yeah, a lot of
I
these
was
matches went solid, 10, 15 minutes when you think
easy.
about it. Yeah, and you
Well, they
think
had
about
so
like
much
it's not
time.
that long. Yeah, they had Infinity to Infinity and Beyond. That was their
100%. They had
promo
so
for
much time. I've
Selena.
never seen them have so much time. I mean, granted, them splitting it into two works out because you can use that time. I do want to talk about the main event of night one, which was the Sami Zayn and KO versus the Bloodline Usos.
Let's move on.
That match was an emotional roller coaster from hell because oh my god, oh my god, I could not believe like the highs, the lows that we were getting with them because every chance we could see, like, oh, here it is, Bloodline's actually gonna retain. Oh no, and Cody, Sami Zayn's winning. Oh no, they didn't. It was just so back and forth. It was so good. Each and like every kick, every power bomb, every haluva kick, everything, bro, was just oh my god. It was magical to me. I couldn't get enough of it. Like I was exhausted from the day, and I was still like, let's go. Like there's more.
And I feel like, especially at closing night one, they wanted to leave the crowd exhausted because I'm not sure who has money for both nights, but I don't. At least not right now. When Rated F kicks off, maybe we will. But who knows? Whatever that will be. But man, they wanted to make sure that the people who came for Saturday night didn't feel like they got gypped because Sunday is like the main event or anything like that. You didn't miss a thing. You were here. You got your money's worth. And I saw the pop-up power bombs that Kevin Owens hasn't done in forever. He's stuck on this Stone Cold Steve Austin stuff, and I'm like, okay, it's cool that he's doing the stunner, but that power bomb is it just hits so nicely. The haluva kick.
I like that he uses the stunner now though, because the stunner can be hit anywhere. Not that the pop-up powerbomb couldn't, but it's a very dangerous move. If you miss it by just a millimeter, you can hurt somebody and hurt their career. So I like that he uses that for like precise moments in the ring or through the table. It's really rare that he's using it like just whatever. The stunner can be hit safely at any moment's time.
Okay,
so it works out like it's about safety. It's about how you could sell it too. I like that he's using the stunner, and I like that he had the Mania match last year. That really kind of like, even though he lost to Austin, it's like, okay, it's yours now. So I could definitely appreciate him using it. But what did you think about the outcome?
Love it. The thing for me is there's not so much a title exchange instead of a continuation of a story. This bloodline, dude, I am saying right now, I don't know who watches our videos, hopefully they do, but they need to put the bloodline storyline when this whole thing is done. They need to make a Blu-ray disc out of it. They need to make a Blu-ray. They need to make like a behind, like how they put this stuff together, how they it's so well planned that you're begging for more. And I feel like this makes this WrestleMania stands out because of the bloodline story.
Oh yeah,
because you want to see them. Yes, it's like you're cheering for the tribal chief and you're cheering for the bloodline, but you also want to see them lose because you're cheering for the people who are fighting against them too, because of everything, the emotional roller coaster that they have you going through, all of the twists and turns. It's like Jay picks Sammy. No, he's changing on Sammy. Here comes Solo Sikoa. Here comes this. Oh, we're gonna do this and that. Here, this one might beat Roman Reigns to the title. Yes, he might. Yes, he won't. Oh, Lord, it's like I can't get enough. This is the best storyline emotionally that I have ever seen. And the second to this that even comes close, the only reason why it has the timing is because the pay-per-views were played out a lot longer. So it was like a good 3 months, 4 months, 6 months in between pay-per-views. And you remember when Macho Man Randy Savage and Hulk Hogan are fighting over Elizabeth?
Yeah.
That comes second, and it can't touch the Bloodline story.
It honestly couldn't, man, because the Mega Powers storyline was really good, and of that time was like unheard of to see.
It was amazing.
But this storyline, I tell you right now, like I was upset at the main event, which we'll get into that one later.
Right, yeah.
But at the same time, I understood why, and we'll get into that that topic later.
Yeah.
But I definitely love to see Sami Zayn and KO hold the tag team titles. I think if I'm correct me if I'm wrong, but I think KO is a Grand Slam champion now, if I'm correct. Unless he still needs the IC.
He might still need the IC because I know he was a US champion. He held the red WWE championship.
The Universal.
The Universal Championship. Oh, okay. They changed the name of the goddamn. He's tag champion now, so he needs the Universal. He needs the Intercontinental.
Yeah, I think because I thought he held the WWE, but Jay was like he hasn't held the title in like 6 years. Like,
yeah, I don't know. Hopefully they split up them titles soon.
I want them to split it because it gives more opportunity for a lot of other wrestlers,
right?
Especially with some of the rumors that FTR may make a comeback to WWE, amongst other tag teams that they have rumors that may be coming in. So I would like them to split it to give more opportunity, but obviously we'll see where that goes. I want to jump into this next match that was from night 2. Edge versus the Demon Finn Balor in a Hell in a Cell match.
Let's just we'll start off with the entrances. How
amazing,
mind-blowing was even Finn Balor's entrance was great, but Edge's I thought he came from hell. I really 100%. Thought he wasn't going to hell. He came from hell, and he was going to vacation in that villa called the Hell in a Cell. Like it was great. I was like, yo, what the hell is that on his face? It looks so creepy. And then the wings popped out, and I was like,
oh yeah, when he grabbed it like this. Oh man,
I was like, that is insane. I love WrestleMania special entrances.
Yes,
I wait to see, even if it's like a marching band like Bianca Belair had, or if it's a few years ago she had a marching band. This time around she had a step team.
Yeah, and, the girls.
That was the little girl doing her thing, man. That was awesome. But man, Edge's entrance was super demonic, and Finn Balor bringing back the demon and doing the purple fog, and it was
like, god, when he was holding the sticks.
I was like, that's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, man.
I like that he brought back his old song for the entrance when he do the pose.
He needed to, even though I love his new song.
I love the Judgment Day song for it, but it's awesome. Perfect. Now that match got really interesting really fast because those two were like literally demons in that hell, and they were swinging, throwing things, throwing chairs, and then Edge grabbed the chair, the ladder, and flung it at Edge. I mean, sorry, he flung it at Edge, flung it at Balor. And at first I saw the spot. I'm like, oh man, that's just crazy. But then
I realized how bad that was.
I didn't see how bad it was. I like looked away for a split second. Like, oh my god, he's bleeding. So when I looked over, they had pulled him off camera already. So I was like, what? How bad could he be bleeding? They don't show him for like a solid 10 minutes. They don't show him on screen. Now Finn is still in character. He still has the demon trying to get up. So there was a brief moment when he popped up and the medic team pulled him back down. Like, no,
you need to chill out.
So they do what they got to do. He apparently lost a lot of blood in that moment. So what I'm gonna show on the screen, I am gonna just quickly say it to everybody who is watching. This isn't for the soft of stomach. Yeah, the faint of heart, soft of stomach.
Viewer discretion is advised. We like to joke around. We say a lot of stupid shit on this channel, but this, if you are not for blood, not for cuts, not for gore, just skip forward to like 2 minutes.
Yeah, skip over a good 2 minutes on this one because honestly, it is gonna be. I'll give it a minute.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, cool. Now so this right here, what I'm about to show you guys, is Finn Balor posted it from himself, so this is courtesy of his actual Instagram page. This is from his head. He was gashed open pretty bad. This was actually pretty rough to see. I woke up and saw this. And I went, wow.
Same thing. I was at work when I saw the Instagram post. I was like, oh Lord.
So he definitely was cracked open really bad. They stapled him from what either they stapled him or they used that glue that is supposed to kind of hold it. Yeah, the liquid stitch. To hold him up. From that moment, that match did definitely feel different. I felt like they kind of had to hurry up and get to the ending. I was not expecting the demon to lose. I was actually, and I wanted low-key, I actually wanted Balor to win, and I love Edge. I've always been an Edge head. But I wanted Balor to win because I wanted to see him go forward. They already had Dom lose to Ray on night one. That was a great match as well. But I wanted to see Balor win this one because it was the demon. It makes the demon's character more powerful. If you give him that, hey, when he goes into this form, he does win this match. So you could have saved the loss on the demon for another day. Or another Mania if you wanted to go that route, but
or a Finn loss, like a loss for Finn on a different day. So it's just like you keep the elusiveness of the demon.
Yeah, they could have let the demon take the W, but I think things changed when he had the cracked head. I think they wanted to protect the talent. Exactly. Obviously, it's the main thing is to protect the talent. I was definitely blown away with that. But kudos to these two for giving one hell of a match, though. Because even with it being rushed at the end, Balor still hit coup de grace.
Yeah.
He missed the coup de grace at the same time. He did the coup de grace. Yeah, from midpoint of the Hell in the Cell. I felt like there was more spots that were supposed to happen because of that.
Yeah.
But because of the crackhead, they had to take it home as fast as they could.
Yeah.
But that was tough to see. It was definitely the blood was in the ring for the remainder of the show. I was like, oh my god, he can't even take that canopy off for a second.
Can we change this, please? I know our people are safe, but this is a blood-soaked place. I'm like, we gotta.
Oh my god,
be a little cleaner than that.
Yeah, it was definitely one of those. I was like, holy shit, man! I couldn't take my eye off of this match, but I was still kind of like, oh.
Yeah.
Because you just don't want to see that. It's just one thing you just don't want to see.
Yeah, it's bad. I hope he's all right. I know he should be on Raw tonight, but let's see. And the star, the lights and the glitz and the glamour are all going to be on Rhea Ripley on the Judgment Day, and anybody else can take a seat, back seat and heel, but just kind of let her ride out the show and do her thing.
Oh yeah, she'll probably and I'm sure he'll cut his promos for the next couple of weeks, but I think he definitely just needs to no contact for a little bit.
Yeah, hopefully this Edge thing is done. I think it's been dragged out long enough.
Yeah, it's a little too long now. Like, okay, Edge won, ended here. He can go on to face Roman if you want to put him against Roman.
Right.
Or if you want
retirement, if you want to say. Yeah.
No, I think he's actually gonna. I think he's going on for another run. I think he wants one more run. Wow. So, and I think because Roman's holding on to it, and which again we'll get to that his story there. I think it's gonna be a bit before we. I think Edge will get. I think he's gonna get one more run, and then that'll be it. That'll be his retirement after that.
Oh, okay.
Because remember, he when he retired, he was champion. He never got that title back.
He was kind of forced to retire, so.
Yeah.
Obviously with the neck injury, so I can see how he has a little more spunk in him.
Yeah. And then speaking of retirement, what about Mr. John Cena coming out of a semi-retirement to face Austin Theory?
It's semi-retired. Isn't that a vacation? It's just an extended sabbatical.
Yo, this man is becoming Undertaker really quick. This man comes back only on Mania now to do some matches. That's
it. He does a couple of weeks of promo right before Mania, and then he fucks off for 350 days a year.
Ain't that the life though? Shit, he's getting paid heavily by WWE. He's getting paid heavily by all his ad promos, and then he has that other show plus the movies. Man, this guy's making $1
Yeah, man, sign me up.
I want that. When Rated F gets blasted through the roof, that's exactly what I want to do too.
That's exactly what it is, man. We gotta make our own drink or something. Some kind of energy drink.
What did you think about that match, though?
I think it was wasteful. I think it was a passing of the torch, but he could have passed the torch with a promo, and he was just eating his ass in promo. He just can't. John Cena is just so much better. Austin couldn't keep up, man.
You can't hold he can't hold a candle to John Cena's promo skills.
I thought at one point he buried him because one of the promos from a few weeks ago, he said, "Yo, I'd rather be bald than them having than the people in gorilla position having to pipe in the audience noise because nobody gives a shit about you." I was like, "Damn, dude." Like, you're supposed to be pushing this kid, right?
Yeah, but that kid gets a little disrespectful, so I can see why every so often.
I guess you gotta put a toe in his ass every now and then, but he put the whole damn sneaker.
He put the whole damn knee. He was up to his knee, bro. He had his foot so far up his ass, the water in his knees were quenching his thirst.
Put it so far up his ass, he was like, "Do I work for Nike? I need to go clock in. I think I'm a manager at Nike." Forgot he was a wrestler for a second.
I think Austin Theory was thinking he was a Saiyan. He goes, "Dad, I got the monkey tail. I'm Goku."
No, that's John Cena. I do like how he retained the title. Obviously, he was going to retain the title. Austin Theory would have made no sense. It would have been a donkey dick move if they had Cena win. And it's like, so he's losing it on Monday?
Yeah, that's exactly what I was gonna say. If Cena would have won this on Mania, he would have dropped it Monday just to do it. That's what I kept saying. So this wasn't. I knew it was gonna be Austin. The only theory I had with pun intended. The only theory I was having with this was if Cena won, he was gonna drop it maybe a week or two later to like I don't know AJ Styles or some other. Returning wrestler that they felt was going to be. Hey, they could have even brought in because the rumor is Jay White may be coming. Who knows?
Really?
Who knows?
Okay. I highly doubt it, but okay. That's why.
But
Barrier, man.
But I remember the content isn't ran by Vince anymore. It's ran by Triple H, who loves the indies, who appreciated the indies. So this is a conversation that I had with somebody during Mania weekend, was that the difference in the show between when Vince was running it versus Triple H is that Vince only watched WWE's content. He didn't watch anybody else's content.
Yeah.
Triple H watches all of them.
Well, Triple H, I mean, NXT is his baby. He put his brother, and Shawn Michaels, pretty much his best friend down there to man it while he goes up to the main roster. So he has an appreciation for that. It's not a D League. It's its own entity. Yep. With really good guys and girls that need the training, and some from the main roster go down there to get a little bit more training, promo skills and in-ring action and stuff like that. So it is its own brand, NXT. And I feel like Vince at one point was just like, oh no, because I remember it was 3 or 4 years ago. The takeover on Saturday night was better than the Wrestlemania on Sunday night.
Yep.
And that's when you started to see things change with NXT. Vince wasn't having that. And it was like, well, be better. And what'd you do? You gut the crap out of NXT and gave your son-in-law a heart attack. Yeah. And then now we have some of the best wrestling I would say in a 15-year span of time, we have some of the best wrestling in a very, very long time. Yeah, fuck it. Him and his predatory mustache.
Oh my God! Have you seen that porn stash?
What is that?
I've never seen a man dye his stash and his hair because he went to make an announcement and he was sitting there with this black hair. I'm like, wait a second.
I was like,
the glass was gray.
Bro, you're 97 years old. We know you gray. Come on.
Most people were like this. Oh yeah, boss, that look good.
Because they don't want to lose their job. That was what. You look so great right now. I love the mustache.
This is like Triple H lying for the upteenth time about his hair.
God, please go back home to my wife / your daughter and make fun of you for the rest of the week. Yeah, damn.
Speaking of making fun of a McMahon,
can we not? Boy.
I can. I'm happily going to jump into this one. I'm sorry.
You take this one. I don't know why the hell he was here, sweaty ass.
Shane McMahon makes a glorious return, and I gotta say, so let me recap for anybody who didn't watch SmackDown or who didn't watch Mania Night 2. Man. Snoop Dogg and Miz are going back and forth, and Snoop Dogg says, "My bad, dog," and he goes, "No, what I meant to say was my bad, man," and pulls in Exhibit A. So Shane McMahon comes in, does the skip, does the thing. Here comes the money. Runs his happy ass all the way down this ramp. Gets in there, shit talks a little bit with Miz, or at least Snoop Dogg is shit talking to Miz. Starts a match. Miz wanted a match. He gave him a match.
Oh my God!
There are 2 spots in where this leaping monkey here jumps over Miz and proceeds to land on his feet,
right on,
and tears both ACLs clean off the bone, which needed surgery, immediate surgery that night. So the remainder of Mania was Shane McMahon being rushed to the hospital to get ACL surgery on his knees.
You know what he could have did? You remember when they were in the, I think it was the Superdome or the Silverdome? It was The Rock. Yeah, it was The Rock, Stone Cold, and Hulk Hogan. Those 3 old bastards.
And they were just sitting there shit talking to each other.
Yeah, they were just talking, and then Hulk Hogan did what I just did and called it the Superdome for like an umpteenth time. And they had to correct him the whole damn night. He could have just did this. Hi, we're here
saved his knees.
in LA, and he just
he could have brought back the fight pit. He could have brought back the fight pit. I would have been happy with that.
Please, one more night. Put on Masa in that shit.
100%.
Because it was such a waste.
Oh my God!
So, it was such a waste.
to fill in the gap of what else happened, so he gets to leave this match. We have to see Snoop Dogg, Coke Clock, Miz, like back in his Crip days, and then have to see this pitiful version of the People's Elbow. Because
it was a smooth. It was so smooth. It was terrible.
It was so. So they go with this because, and apparently, from what I'm hearing from other sources, is that the ref tells him to hit the People's Elbow because it was the only bump he could possibly do. Snoop Dogg, they're talking about.
Yeah.
That was safe enough that he wouldn't get hurt, and safe enough that he couldn't ruin it.
Yeah, and he still managed to ruin it.
But I can say that,
like if my grandfather tried to make the People's Elbow look cool again.
Holy crap, bro! He said that. First off, him running the ropes, priceless. I loved every minute of it. He like stiff steered it, and then like ran it, and then stiff steered it again, and then goes. And it looked like he was just going before he hit. And we're gonna cut taxes, and we're gonna sell weed.
And we're gonna take over the White House. And that was when his campaign was over.
and then he went elbow. Oh my Jesus, man! I saw that again. I walked away when I saw McMahon come out. I said, "Okay, this means it's bathroom time." So I went to go.
This is bathroom break.
So I went to go use the bathroom. I'm coming out and I'm hearing screaming of laughter, and I'm like, "What's going on over here?" I go out there. I see a mess of people on the floor laughing, hysterical, and screaming, and I'm like, "What the hell just happened?" Did we get to the spot? We obviously finished seeing the pothead elbow, and then
the pothead elbow.
After the pothead elbow gets hit, and they have to kind of cut to commercials or their commercial break, they rewind it so I could see it. Boy, did those knees break! I was like,
buckle. I wonder if because I'm gonna rewatch Night 2 tonight. I wonder if they're gonna edit that shit out. Then it just goes from
I don't know because the issue is that what did you? It caused a stir because not only did you just have the Finn Balor moment.
Yeah.
Oh no! Shortly after this, Finn Balor had his match, and then he cuts his head open, and they had to rush into that match. So now, mind you, they had 2 back-to-back segments that had to get cut quick. So you know how much time was taken away from that because of these injuries?
No. We could say the definition of wasted all night, but how much time was wasted? Goodness gracious, man! Like
I was blown away with. I'm sitting here watching this, going, they're just milking time at this point.
You know who could have had a match? Bobby friggin' Lashley could have had a match. When Andre the Giant Raw, and all he did was have a spot where he picked up the trophy, which seems heavy as hell, and say, "Yeah," and he got nothing. I was like,
well, remember he was supposed to have fought Bray Wyatt, and Bray walked out on the company again.
He did.
He did. He was on a live show.
He wasn't at Wrestlemania.
He was supposed to have the. Yeah, he was supposed to be at a live event. I think it was. We don't know. That's the thing. There's no report of why he left. They just know he left. So Bray was supposed to be at a live event. I want to say like a month ago this happened, and he just doesn't show up to the event. He just walked out. He was like, wow. And if you've noticed, they haven't had any sightings of Uncle Howdy. Alexa Bliss hasn't made any sightings again.
I noticed that.
It's because they were so tied into this Bray Wyatt story that they were building up for Bray Wyatt left again. And rumor is that it may be because Vince McMahon came back and Vince was already fucking around with his story. And he didn't like it when Vince fucked around with the story the first time. So he didn't want to do it again. Right. So I think there was a lot of moving factors in there. I don't know what's the true story of it. But nonetheless, because Bray left again, very abruptly, and he pissed off a lot of people the way he did it. It left Bobby without a match, so he had to throw him in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal. Because he was not supposed to be in that match. He was supposed to. I honestly speaking, I think had Bray stood true, he would have been in night 2 in that segment where Shane tears his ACLs left and right. He wouldn't have never happened.
Well, and on the flip side to that, we could have never see Shane McMahon tear both of his knees, and then we never get to see him wrestle again, which is good. So hopefully you have a very slow recovery, my friend. Because stop. You remember when he tried to win the Royal Rumble? He tried to write himself to win the Royal Rumble, that bastard.
Publix is selling a 2-for-1 Shane McMahon knees. Chicken wing knees.
I wouldn't get it if it was on BOGO. I mean, that's too expensive. It's free. It's too expensive. I don't want it.
They're sitting there giving away. They're giving them shits away at this point. Like, come on. You know you want some McMahon knees? No, the fuck I don't. I've seen. You know he went to the back and McMahon said, "You know you are my son."
McMahon. When you say McMahon knees, that sounds like 5-day-old McNuggets that nobody wants. The children don't even want it at this point. They've already been dipped in sauce and microwaved like 4 times.
Oh God, it's so dried.
So it's all dried out, smell like fish.
You don't even have a nice little like crisp to it anymore. It's just like
no. Smell till you bite into it. It was like you bit into a tire.
It was the
rubbery.
It's the nugget that fell into the oil after it was already cooked like 6 times.
And then they changed the oil because it was tired. They still sold it. They still sold those nasty ass nuggets.
Oh McMahon my God.
At your local McDonald's. How dare you? Don't buy them.
It's so cohesively with the McMahon quads.
Yes.
Yo, when I saw that, the first thing I thought was when Vince McMahon tore his quad sliding into the ring. I don't know if you remember that segment.
Both of them. Yeah, that was John. That was the ending of John Cena and
Triple H, I think it was.
No, John Cena and what's his name? Batista at Royal Rumble.
Yes,
and it finished. They both hit the mat at the same time. It was a botch, perfect botch, by the way.
Yeah,
yeah, but no. And then he was like, "I'll fix this." You could have fixed that over the headphones in the gorilla position, but you don't learn your lesson, just like your son doesn't learn the lessons either.
Oh my Jesus, man! when I saw him bust that knee, I was like, "Oh, there it is. He is his daddy's son. You your daddy's son."
But you know what? Him breaking both of his knees was still better than Austin trying to Stone Cold Stunner Vince McMahon the last time.
Oh my God!
Let's
not even talk about that.
That was terrible.
McMahon, let me say this: McMahon could never take a stunner in his life,
and he's the one who gave the move to Stone Cold Steve Austin. It was like he created a move he can't take.
Remember when he first hit the stunner on Vince, and he just convulsed in the middle of the ring?
He fell over like a sack of potatoes and just.
He fell over like an 80-year-old titty coming out of the bra for the very first time in like 10 years. He just went.
I should wear a bra for 10 years. It's messed up.
That shit had funk.
Oh,
had some funk growing on it, fungus.
Can we move on, please? Your fungus titties. I want to talk about your fungus titties. Move on.
She came out. That was McMahon falling.
Nobody want to talk about Mae Young's titties. Yeah, move on. Jesus Christ.
God. How do we get to Mae Young titties?
It's right enough. Talking a bunch of dumb shit. This is what happens when our wives say, "Y'all talk a lot. You should record it." Okay.
Okay. Oh, you want us to talk more? Say less.
So the world can censor us? You can't cancel us.
You can't cancel what's already should have been canceled.
You can't kill what's already dead. Okay,
right.
main
Next
event for night 2
was the climax of it all. Ends with Cody Rhodes versus the Tribal Chief.
Yes.
Acknowledge me.
Yes. My goodness. And what a match it was.
That was beautifully. It was beautifully told, and I think I talked to you a little bit before we got onto camera here. I wasn't very upset at the ending of it. I was wholeheartedly upset, but I also understood, and the reason I understood for it because, and I'm not mad that Roman's champ. I honestly, I really love this. He's been a great heel champion the entire way. And you know me for years. I've never been a guy who roots for the heel. I am my daddy's son. I have always
you root for the good guy who's mad in the backyard.
Exactly. I was a Hogan fan with my dad.
TV.
But honestly speaking, I think I definitely think Roman has done a great job with this story. The Bloodline storyline has been chef kiss.
Gotta make a DVD out of it, man. I would watch it over and over and over again.
Oh yeah, I would watch it. Make it a Netflix special and we'll just put that shit on loop. Put it on Peacock if you want.
You gotta have it. Oh my goodness, that's funny.
Put that shit on the cock and just keep it moving.
Put it on the cack.
Put it in the kick.
Put it at it.
But honestly speaking, I wanted to see Cody win because it is the title that has eluded the family, the Rhodes family. I thought this was it, and I was also so much talk that Roman was gonna take his 6-month vacation. He was gonna take his break. He was gonna. So I thought you've already made the Usos drop the titles. It's inevitable. This is gonna happen.
Right.
But boy, I was wrong. I can say I was wrong with this one because I was quoted on a couple shows that we did leading into Mania that Rhodes would win the title. And in some scenarios, I had it where the title was split and Zayn would win one and he would win the other. But I gotta say, this match, the storytelling of the match was beautiful. There was just some parts of it where, and my brother agreed with me on this, that there was a moment where Solo gets kicked out of, right? And he gets kicked out, and I was like, yes, okay, you get him out of the ring. Then the Usos come in, super kick party their way through this match. Then they get jumped by Sami Zayn and KO. Rhodes is on this fucking crossroads tangent. He's hitting the three buddies versus the three amigos.
The three buddies, the three acquaintances. The three acquaintances.
The three contracts.
The three contracts. Three buddies.
He's about to hit the third one, and all of a sudden Solo hits the spike. The ref counts 1, 2, 3, and then looks up, makes eye contact with Solo Sikoa, who had just walked up this ramp not 10 minutes prior.
Like, ain't that I'm not sure if I don't remember what the specs of the match were, but was it a no DQ? Was it DQ?
No, there was DQ.
It a regular match? The ref forgot. I don't know.
You can sell the fact that because the ref got hit earlier with, I think, a disaster kick, if I'm correct. I don't remember what he got knocked out of the ring and he was out of commission. That's why the Usos came in. But if you're gonna sell that story, he had made sense of the situation, was able to count 1, 2, 3. I'm sure he could have looked up and said, "Wait, I kicked you out. Restart this fucking match."
Didn't I say that you're out of here?
Like, legitimately, didn't I just tell your ass not to come back to this ring until this match was over? Like, it's hella fast for you to come down that ramp.
But you know what? I love that Roman Reigns retained the title. I'm a huge Bloodline fan. I have gotten the opportunity to see them in person. Went with Mozzie in January to SmackDown. and it's a different kind of entrance. It's a different kind of match that you watch when it comes to the bloodline. And then when you see Roman Reigns, the tribal chief, come out, you're like, he just personifies greatness. He's the GOAT. What else do I have to do? Here comes this dude. We run away from a gimmick that you couldn't do, that your brother was doing for decades. You think you're better than that? Okay, fine. You go and you start a company, and then you start bitching about that, and you run away from that, and then you come and you try to get the title. It ain't that easy. Just because it's the biggest night of the year for me doesn't mean it's the biggest night of the year for you. I don't give a shit about your dad. And he didn't give a shit about you because he trained me. He loved me. I'm the son that he never had. And he had two of them. So, it's like, wow. And ain't that about
Ain't that about a
That's
bitch?
what I was like, dude, like, you are not gonna come into this company and just take me out because you love your dad. I have to feed my family. This is bigger than whatever you could ever imagine. This is bigger than you. This is bigger than your dad. This is bigger than your brother. This is bigger than your wife and your kid. This is bigger than Wrestlemania. I don't care that it's Wrestlemania. It could be on Backlash. It could be anywhere. Name the night. It could be, what's that? Saturday Night Main Event. This title means more to me because my family means more than you. And I'm going to take you out just the same way I took out everybody. And I remember he had a press conference with Paul Heyman after.
Yep.
And Roman Reigns was talking. He was like, and Paul Heyman had to start naming off people. He was like, thank God you're here because I forgot them all. What else do I have to do? I'm on a different level. I've been saying I'm God mode. I am God now. This is not a mode anymore. This isn't a game anymore. I'm tired of playing this shit. Get him out of here. And that's the storyline that they're going with. But the premise is it's not that easy. You come to this company, you talk a little shit, you play a few matches, and you come to me. There's people that have been here for 10 years that can't beat me. You think you're just gonna come from what's its face and come and take my shit? It ain't happening, man. I'm the tribal chief for a reason. And I showed you that in the grandest stage of them all. And you had to tell millions of people, I'm sorry. Yeah, you are sorry for thinking that you could beat a tribal chief. Get the fuck out of here. It's crazy. I love this storyline, man.
This storyline is amazing. This storyline has hit different.
Yeah.
This is a very different storyline that you've never seen before in any wrestling story.
Yeah.
AEW, WWE, NXT, you name it, TNA. There's never been a story that's been told the way this has been told. It's definitely a masterpiece.
Yeah.
We've mentioned this many times. This could be easily the best story in like the company's like history ever. Like aside from any joke story that they could ever make, like this story here, you can't touch it.
It's so serious and so emotional. It takes you through every emotion that you could possibly even conjure. And they have the bits of laughter here and there. Because I remember when Sami Zayn was a part of the Bloodline and he was sitting back with Paul Heyman. And,
you Uzi enough?
Yeah, you Uzi enough? That was in the ring.
Uzi.
But that's gold. And that skyrocketed marketing and their merchandise tenfold. But my favorite part, and the most hilarious part, is when they showed how manipulative Sami Zayn is without even talking. Because he was sitting in the back of Roman Reigns and Paul Heyman, and they were watching a match with the Usos on the TV. And then they cut to the match, and they cut back. Now Sami has a bowl of popcorn, and he's eating. And they go to the match, and they come back. Now the Tribal Chief has a bowl of popcorn, and he's eating. And then they cut back, and then come back. Now everybody has popcorn. Even Paul Heyman, the wise man's back there, like, oh yeah, good. And he's just like, how much influence does he have on these people that, like, the tribal chief has to be focused on this match. This is a very important match. Oh yeah, let me get some popcorn, man. It was so funny to me, man.
So, hey, I want popcorn.
Yeah, why not? Get a big old bowl of salty popcorn for myself. Why not? It was awesome, man. I can't wait. This is not the end of a storyline. This is not the end of the road, no pun intended for Cody Rhodes. But this is the closing of a chapter because you had to close that part of the chapter. With the Usos or whatever, it's still going. They still have to push Solo Sikoa. They still have all the stuff with the tribal chief. They still have to dismantle the bloodline. And I feel that the Usos losing the tag titles and the Roman and the Roman Reigns retaining his, he'd be like, yo, there's two of you. And I sent Solo ass out there. Like, can you do your job or not? Because I did mine. And he's like, he's forgetting that they helped him out too. He's like, no, I won. Y'all didn't win. Same way when he was tagging with Sami Zayn. The tribal chief doesn't lose. Sami lost in a tag match. He's like, he has no accountability. He just got in the ring. He gets helped out. He wins and he takes all the glory. He doesn't say thank you to nobody because he feels like he doesn't have to. Honestly, he doesn't have to. He's a tribal chief. It's crazy.
This storyline is just so much, and so we can sit there and throw up different, like, oh well, we think they could do this. This is what they may be going for.
Can't keep up with it, man.
It's so hard to keep up with what they got going on because they honestly don't know what they want to do with it.
And I think they know exactly what they want to do with it, but they send out so many signals, and the way that the storyline is played out and how the choreography and the storytelling is done, it's a maze. They'll send you down one lane, but they know they're going the other way. They know the way out, but you have to take all these corners, and they're gonna take you with you. And it's a fun ride to see, man. I love it.
Yes.
And on a sentimental level, for a guy with cancer who was sent out so he could get treatment to come back when everything, thank God, was in remission, and go God mode, this man works hard. Yep. It's not easy. I have dialysis patients who have cancer. Just sitting in the chair is not easy. So he goes out there and he does his thing, promos, this, backstage storyline, wrestling matches. Shit ain't easy, man. My heart goes out to him because he's dealing with that crap, but my respect goes out to the tribal chief because of how much he has to do. Shit ain't easy, man.
It's not 100, and you're 100% with that. Yeah. I know, man. There was so much going on with this weekend. You know, I can't wait to see what the coming weeks look like.
Right.
I mean, there's just so much because then, like, for now, like, where do you go from it? Where do you go for tribal chief? Who else? Do you put Cody back up against him, or do you add somebody else? Or you know, it's only time's gonna tell. But we got a lot of stuff to keep up with. A lot of great info. A lot of great matches to come forward with.
Exactly. And we didn't we only have so much time because we tied as hell. But we didn't cover every match. We're sorry, you know, leave your comments, and maybe we'll do another video and touch all the other matches. But we picked the ones that we were like, okay, we're just going to touch on these and we'll move forward with it, and it'll give us a good hour of content, keep you guys entertained. We could probably do another one, a little C. We'll talk about it when we do our after hour thing. But this has been a fun Wrestlemania weekend. Yes. Very entertaining. I did not feel bored. And I love how they say at all. And I love how they split it into 2 days so you could kind of get your rest and come back. Because shit, WrestleMania used to be 7.5 hours.
100%. I used to remember waking up at like 8 o'clock in the morning, and they've already got the pre-show going.
Yes. Got the Hall of Fame. You got this. You got that. You got the Expo. And then you got 8 hours of a pay-per-view. And you're like, dude, I can't. I can't. So splitting it up into 2 days and it still ends before 12 and you still feel
Beautiful.
satisfied? Kudos to that.
Great job.
Awesome.
And now I do have to ask this question. Okay. There was a bunch of title changes. We had some title retains. But what did you like the most out of this weekend? What was your favorite match?
Hands down, Gunther. I love to see a rising star. I've followed Gunther throughout his independent career. I followed him through him coming to NXT and then going to the main roster. Back when he was Walter, I like how he paid homage to him being Walter with his entrance, and he started it off with that. I thought they were going to play the whole song I was singing, but for a second there, and then they changed it to the Gunther song. But I love how dedicated the Imperium is to one title. You got 3 people who say the mat is sacred and this title is sacred, and you can see that with their work ethic. You can see that with their promo skills. Hell, you can see with the weight that he has lost so he could be tip-top shape. Love it. Him and Wadrick, and I forgot the other guy's name. But it's so many damn names. But so much content.
You keep track of them.
The guys. But it's, for me, best for the entire weekend, not taking anything even from Brock Lesnar versus Omos, and he threw his ass all over the place like a pancake.
Ragdolled him.
Took him a little while because it's Omos, but I mean, kudos to that match. But that, after the first 3 minutes, that turned into a squash real quick because there's only so much you could do with it. 2 big dudes,
especially with a big guy like that. Predominantly with Omos, because Brock is very agile, but Omos is he's a tall,
he's one-dimensional man. Yeah, he's just real big, and he's a force to be reckoned with, but you can only do so much with it. But kudos to that match. It was a great match, But when it comes to Gunther, man, you saw some red chests, big meaty meat. It was a lot of
big meaty men.
A lot of glazed ham after he was done with them, man. I was like, damn.
The next morning.
Yeah. And what I think is that they spoke about it a few weeks ago. They said it's going to take at least another year to get Gunther where we need him to be that superstar. So maybe Brock Lesnar will come and he could face him with that. That night, Saturday night, was the night that skyrocketed Gunther into that pinnacle. So hopefully next WrestleMania we could see that. It doesn't have to be for a title. It doesn't have to be for anything. You give him his time. You put him against Brock, and you take it where it needs to take. As long as they pull off a good match, it doesn't even matter who wins.
I could see that match going for the title. I could see Gunther as a world champion facing a Brock Lesnar, or vice versa, and Gunther chasing that title and winning it at Mania.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
That would definitely be an awesome match to see. Mine match. Your favorite? Mine. I was torn with a lot of it because I was thinking about it when I wrote this question down. But I definitely have to say it was the Sami Zayn KO tag team match, because that match was tied into the bloodline so well that it had its own separate story within that story of those two getting back together as being friends and the way they were doing it. And to see them both win a tag title, magical. I got a new one I pulled out.
I like it.
That was my face at the end of that. I was like, "Ooh!"
Right. Yeah, man. Fantastic weekend. Fantastic. For us, though, and I would like to touch on this again. I mean, we could actually keep it going a little bit. Actually,
well, actually, I got before we jump into that one. Yeah, I know where you're going to tie in.
Yeah,
the breaking news that broke that night and into the wee hours.
Yes,
UFC and WWE in a full-on merge.
That's crazy.
And that is amazing to see, amazing to hear, and crazy to hear at the same time, because these companies have been ones that kind of bicker with each other and yet still work with each other. Would you have a few of the former UFC guys in with WWE?
Right.
So this is huge to see. The parent company is called Endeavor, who owns 51% of UFC and owns now 51%, 51+%, I think, of WWE.
So they're majority holders.
They are the majority holders of both.
Oh, good. Vince McMahon already coughed it up, man. Yeah.
So and they did announce it on Monday. That's why the porn stash was on site with the black hair. So
damn sick.
That man walked into that studio. Everybody was again like, "Looks great, boss. Looks great."
Put on that face. What was that face that you put on just
No, this one.
Oh, that one. Like,
yeah, boss, that's so good. Yay.
Looks awesome. Who's that 23-year-old with you?
You grab her by the pussy too?
Oh, Lord. All right. Hey, we will be.
Canceled.
We will be the commentary for Chains of Destiny 6 on June 10th, guys, with our special guest host, the PrimeTime Nino, our great buddy. We love you, man. And it's going to be a fantastic show. 3 p.m. We'll get you some more details as we go forward. Also, we'll be doing a live stream from multiple channels across the JPW streaming of things, and also right here on the Rated F. That again is June 10th, Chains of Destiny 6. This is JPW's biggest show of the year, and we are proud to be a part of it. I got some surprises for you, Felix. We got some outfits that we're going to be styling and profiling with. And we're going to have a grand old time. We're going to have live performances. We're going to have some damn good matches. We got great storylines of our own, and it is going to be a very, very, very memorable show. So
yes,
tune in.
The show does start at 3 for the ones who want to live. It is a free show. I believe they will be accepting tips if you guys want to tip out. But please, guys, if come out here and have fun. We have PrimeTime, who's going to be hosting and performing. Very special guests, and they're at this very special venue, Studio Max Orlando. The address is right here on that I have posted here for you guys.
Yes, Kings Point Parkway.
Please, and DM us if you have any questions. If there's anything you guys want to show up, please. Space does fill up really fast for us, so guys, we would love to see you guys all there. If you can't be there, again, we'll try to work out our streaming, because we will be running our commentary work for them as well.
Right.
Any last thoughts for you, Robbie?
No. Bloodline survives, and Tribal Chief will reign. All day, baby. There ain't no stopping this man. He had to cheat to win, and he already does that, and he doesn't even take accountability for it. It's perfect.
I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't cheat.
You sound like Trump.
Cheated.
You sound like Donald Trump, and he got arrested today. Or he's going to be arrested tomorrow. He flew to be arrested. Who flies to be arrested? That's hilarious.
Trump. He's a take man.
Anyway,
it's gonna be the grandest arrest ever in your life. You're gonna look
at this
the best
arrest.
You're gonna look at this and be like, oh my god, you were the greatest person I've ever arrested, and I've arrested a lot of people.
When you get butt-fucked in prison, it was the greatest butt-fuck you butt. It's the greatest little asshole you've ever seen. Anyway, let's get the fuck out of here. I'm getting delirious.
All right, guys. Again, like and subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter. And then let us know if you guys whatever you guys want to talk about.
Yes.
As always, Robbie, Felix here.
Take care. Love you.
Wow, this is the thrill. Welcome to the thrill. Giving you something that's real. Tell me how you really feel. Now that you hearing the thrill. I was all on my own. Now when looking made it home. Spit the dish up from the dome. I look we gone and this is the thrill. Welcome to the thrill. Giving you something that's real. Tell me how you really